Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So of course y'all see the title of today's video. It's going to be another live trading video on Tesla. So I'm just going to jump right into my pre-market analysis simply because the market is about to open in about a little less than a minute or so. So jumping right into it, y'all can see I have some key price levels that I've marked off as well as this trend line here. And this is going to be indicative of a bull flag. And of course, that's an indication that the stock will be in an uptrend. So that's what I'm anticipating for the start of Tesla today. I have three key price levels marked off. So the 355.54, the 357.17, and then of course the 359.14. These are going to be my three take profit targets to the upside. And then obviously the 352 and those lower levels there are going to be anything that transgresses against the trade. But we're staying within the range of those levels because clearly I see that there's going to be a lot of bullish sentiment to start. So we're just going to anticipate that that trend to be a strong push of momentum. Essentially, again, I trade price. There we go. And y'all know I trade price action. So it's all about just understanding how to read the charts and looking to see what the candles are doing. And then, of course, how the market is performing. So we clearly see a strong push to the upside just to start, of course. So it looks like reaching this first take profit level at that 355 should be fairly quick from what I can see. So it's looking like we may reach that. There we go. That's first level already reached. And y'all can see that the end of that trend line at the very bottom, y'all see that red line that I have for the trend line. That's going to actually serve as my level of support for this trade, simply because it makes perfect sense based upon my pre-market analysis. So we're essentially just waiting to see how much pressure is going to be to the upside on this trade, because it is giving all bullish signals. So it's all bullish sentiment for what I'm anticipating. And so far y'all can see clearly why. So we're going to see how long and how strong these candles push to the upside. I'm anticipating at least, like I said, to the 359.14 mark. But I do kind of have good indication that it would rise to at least 360. But we're just going to anticipate what we have for now. So, yeah, let's just look and see if the price action is maintaining. I am actually watching SPX and NVIDIA as well. But I'm going to go back and forth between the 1 minute and the 2 minute for this specific trade. So it's looking like we already have a strong amount of momentum. So volume bars are staying pretty high. So second take profit level has been reached at that 357. So that level is cleared. So now we're anticipating that 359.14. Buyers are still showing full strength and still clearly in control right now. So this may be a good little push to the upside to start. Y'all know Tesla yesterday. I don't know if anybody watched the charts yesterday, but did y'all see how much indecision was in the market for Tesla? It was very much so sideways trading. Like, it was a lot of levels of a lot of time periods of consolidation. Aside from the lunch hour, there was like that drastic drop. But yeah, Tesla doesn't typically do that in 2 days in a row. So again, I'm fully anticipating this to be bullish sentiment to start the morning. So yeah, let's see how it maintains and how everything plays out. It looks like there's a bit of selling pressure right here, but I doubt it'll be anything significant just based on pre-market. And y'all can see I do have the MACD pulled up as well, just for further confirmation. But for the most part, I'm just reading the chart, and that is all I really need in order to analyze specifically what's going on. So yeah, we're just going to see how this maintains. And we can see that buyers are beginning to take back control for this specific candle. And it's looking like they may take strong control. So let's see how this candle closes to see if it maintains. We can see the volume is pushing. Y'all see the volume to the upside. So it's definitely going to be interesting. Let me go back to the 1 minute. Okay. So we can see a little bit of indecision with the prior candle, but again, still bullish in the sentiment for me, because we can see buyers still maintaining control. So should be a steady play to the upside. I do think that if we can get this 359, for sure we can get the 360, 361 range. And we'll see how much pressure is still riding it to the upside. Because again, it's all about just riding the wave. If you see the trend, and well, unless you're a counter trend trader, but if you're wanting to ride the wave, then you just really have to be patient, to be honest. Now, Tesla does have a high amount of volatility, so you really just have to know how to trade this stock. So it just takes time for those who are new. But yeah, I can see this continuing to push. That 357.90 is something that I don't see. If it maintains above that level, then we should see a strong push to the 359. And of course, we can see that there. So it's just validating what I'm saying, which is good. And we can still see buyers in full control. So it's looking like we might go ahead and hit that 359.14. If not on this candle, then likely on the next one. So okay, so we can see some selling pressure. This is nothing to be super concerned about. I know some people when they see the trade kind of go against them, they get a little nervous, but for me, again, you can see it's still completely bullish on the 2 minutes. So no need to worry, no need to stress. This is looking like it'll still maintain that 358.06. If we can keep it above that level, then we're good on the upside. And y'all know Tesla be jumping like Jordan, so you you really just don't know what you'll get. But if you know how to read the charts, you'll be completely fine on these types of trades. So I'm seeing still a steady amount of buying pressure. The volume is nearly equal for those the last 4 minutes. Y'all can see the volume bars, they're nearly equal, so that's a good sign that we're maintaining the steady slope of the uptrend. Let's see. Now this candle, it may present a little bit of indecision. Let me go back to the 1 minute. Let's see. Yeah, it's looking like some selling pressure is kind of stepping in, but I don't see it being overwhelming. But again, I don't know until it plays for the close of the candle. So let's see how this candle closes, and that'll determine who's still in control and who is not. But again, I'm still riding this to the top, at least to 359. Let's see. Okay, so that candle, y'all see how it closed within the range of the 357 and the 359? If it would have closed below 357, that's not a good sign. So if this candle here closes below 357.17, that's not going to be a good thing. But I am anticipating it to close within that range, because again, I still see that the buyers are in full control. So, and then also that candle was nearly a doji. There was very little wick on it when you look at it on the 1 minute. But now, let's see. If they can stay within this range, then we are good. Let me look at it on the 5 minute. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, we're good. We're solid. This trade is pretty high probability. Like this setup is just, it's intact. So this small bit of selling pressure is insignificant to me, honestly, because this trade is still giving all bullish signals and signs. So let me see how long it'll take the buyers to step back in, because I can see some of the sell-off, but not enough to essentially reverse to the downside. I don't see that happening here. That's just, it's not likely. So let's see the pressure Momentum, the volume bar, again, volume is staying pretty steady, so no worries there. Y'all can see the MACD where it is, so no real worries on this. Just a matter of playing it consistently based on the strategy, the plan. So yeah, let's see how it plays. Again, it's still maintaining that 357.17 as a level of support. So now we can see it's back to the upside. Okay, so buyers are stepping back in with a little more control, which is typical. So I'm not surprised. Not surprised by that. Yeah, let's see how long it takes to hit this third level of take profit. Shouldn't be too much longer though, because again, Tesla will give you that volatility. So it's looking like a decent push. Volume is decreasing just slightly, but it's not a sign of a reversal, so that's good. But I see this it's 358.05. Let's see how it stays in this range. But I can definitely, you can see the indecision in the market currently, so not enough to exit the trade early, just something you observe and you just let it rock. So all right, there it is. Okay, so that's the third take profit target reached at that 359.14. Now for me, I'm just gonna stay in this trade just a little bit longer, just simply because I don't know how much pressure is gonna continue to rise for this, or if it maintains. So this slope right here, pretty good indication on who fully has control of the market right now. So I'm gonna stay in the trade a little longer. I see some bearish sentiment kind of creeping its way in, but not enough. Again, I'm not gonna exit super early. Now this is fairly simple for the setup, but I'm just gonna let the winners run. I got a few winners still open, so let's see how they push to the top. Let's see if we can get 360. I'm sure we can get 361, but let's see the timing on how these close. Now, if we can use this 359 as support, that's even better. And it may play out that way where we got that 359.14. That take profit target is now a level of support. So at least for the time being, I don't think it'll be extenuating as far as like long term. So let's see if it can be extended to 361. Even better at 362. But I do have another take profit at 363. But for the most part, I was just aiming for the 359 as my main goal. But let's see. We can get a little more momentum, then this should play to the upside a little bit longer, because it will get to a point where obviously the stock can become, exhausted at a certain level. So it doesn't look like it's reached that level yet. So it hasn't reached that level from what I can see. So we're just going to continue riding it to the upside. Let's see how much more it'll take, because again, I see that 359.06. We see somewhat more. Okay, yeah, I can see the volume staying steady. We aren't maxed out just yet, so this level is still pretty significant for the time being, at least. So not gonna exit the trade just yet. I did scale out a bit, but not completely out the trade just yet. So let me go back to the 2-minute. Let's look at it from here. And yeah, we can see that 359 is going to be the new base of support, at least for the time being. So this push to the upside, it may take a minute though. I'm not gonna lie. Tesla usually is very decisive. So we'll see how this plays. So let's see if there's a little bit more momentum kind of stepping in, but not anything crazy. Nothing to show any signals of a reversal. So Just riding this up. Let's see if we can get a 361. At least a strong push, but if not, we'll have to see how it plays to the okay, so yeah, we're headed that way. Volume again nearly equal, so all clues and all indications that the trade is still heavily on the side of the buyers. So no worries. Going back to the 1 minute here. Let's see how this candle plays. I want to see let me pull up. Okay. So we got a good little push again, still to the upside. It's looking like we can get 361 out of this, as mentioned. So, okay, there it is, 361. So now that we have 361, I'm sure it can actually clear the level of 363. Another $2 would make sense for the time. No guarantee on that, but it would make sense based upon the momentum that I'm seeing. It can at least get another $2 push to the upside. But let's see how this candle maintains. It could or could not. It just depends. I'm not seeing anything that's going to be a clue for a reversal because clearly everything is maintained at this level. So still waiting it out. Again, it's just all about being patient. Again, I know this is like the boring side of trading that I've talked to y'all about before. Just watching the charts and being patient is not always fun. So you just got to do it. But yeah, we're seeing this. This is kind of maintaining here. I see based upon, because I'm looking at another monitor at SPX and NVIDIA. So yeah, this trade is looking like it may soon become maxed out at a level of at least 362 to 363. That may reach a level of like the ultimate. Okay, so yeah, exactly. I was just about to say it's going to reach that high. And once it does that, it kind of taps into a supply zone. So at that point, it's not sustainable. And we can see it's continuing to kind of just reach higher highs. So this won't be something that's long-lived. It'll be a short-lived time frame of just this continuation to the top. So I'm going to wait it out just a little bit longer. Just a little bit longer, not too much longer. But yeah, this 361, let me see. If we can get 362, then I'll be completely out of this trade at 363. Like I'm all the way out if it hits that ultimate level of a high at 363. Just simply because, one, you don't want to be greedy. Like there's no need. Tesla will give you what you need as far as price action and momentum anyway, so you don't have to overextend anything. So let's just see what it does with this 361. If it maintains above that, then we can get a clear little extended to the 363, but I'm curious to see how okay, so there's a 362. Okay. The pressure's kind of increasing here, so that's good. Okay. It's again creating higher highs, at least for the time frame of this period. We can see 362.50. All right. Again, 363 will be the final low. That's it for the trade. Let me see if it can get there. It's looking like it'll have a stronger, a more drastic drop once it does, because again, it's becoming overextended. You can see that the volume is maintaining, which is good. But let's go ahead and hit this 363 and be done with this trade. We'll be completely out and done for the day. And there it is. Yeah, y'all, that is it. I am going to scale out. I am done closing this position all the way. Like, no need at all to stay in this trade. That's what, a $10 move, $9, move from the start of the market. So that's that's completely fine with me. I'm good. Like, that's more than enough. Again, staying in this trade for me wouldn't necessarily be worth it. It's at the 364, so it could continue to push, but again, I'm out the trade. I'm not worried about anything that may be left. It is what it is. Yeah, this was my setup on Tesla for the day. I definitely want to say thank y'all so much for watching, and all the love and support that y'all have given me. This YouTube journey has been one that's super fulfilling so far. I'm glad I'm helping so many people, and I'm glad y'all are just, continuing to show love. But yeah, this is another trade on Tesla, y'all. If you have questions, if y'all have comments, of course, let me know. You can leave them in the comment section or just email or DM me. It doesn't matter. Y'all know I'm going to respond. So yeah, y'all, this is my trade on Tesla for the morning. Let me know what trades y'all took, and then how successful you were at them at all. And yeah, that'll pretty much do it for this video. And I'm trying to y'all know I'll be multitasking. All right, let me go ahead and end this. But yeah, y'all, if y'all found any of the information helpful, if the analysis was good, just let me know. So yeah, I'll see y'all in my next one.